whenever it wants to start. All right, what's happening, Captains? Welcome back to another episode of the Zay and Jay Show, where I'm your host Zay, my co-host Jay, as always, and we got a lovely special guest, one of my good friends, Jazz. Make sure you go check her out on Tough Topics whenever she start releasing again. Hopefully, that's gonna be soon.
Yes, definitely soon.
Okay, cool. Um, funny thing, I had to get you on here because I remember just like when the movie like had just first came out, and like I mean, people are freaking tearing this thing like down. There's a petition to even redo the ending of it, but Jazz came out and was like, you know what, I like this movie, so I was like, oh no, I have to get her on here. I'm gonna warn you that Jamal took a bubble bath before this.
I
He
had to I had to relieve myself before
Oh no.
all the toxins come out.
Yes, you had to get real
Man,
comfortable.
So as always, we start with the dislikes before anything. Um,
you sure you want to start with dislikes?
yeah, I think.
Sure.
All right, another disclaimer. I hate having to keep doing this. I didn't hate this movie. I did not hate the movie.
Okay.
I just felt like to end it off, it could have been a lot better.
Uh,
I can't wait to get my commentary. I cannot wait.
Yeah, I'll leave it there. All right, so yeah, let's start with the dislikes. I will let y'all go first before I start firing on this thing.
Jazz, you have any dislikes?
Oh yeah.
Sure. So one of the dislikes that I had was well, I guess there's a few. One of them was that I didn't like how rushed the romantic relationship aspect was between Corey and Allison. That
Yeah.
didn't feel genuine. It's like, hey, if they were like 16 or something, then I
Okay.
know how little kids kind of have that little instant love thing, but they were full grown adults, and it's not realistic that you like fall in love with somebody so deeply within a day or so of meeting them to the point that you're willing to, I remember this one line where Corey's like, well, if you want to burn it down, we can burn it down together. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
how
Yeah.
did y'all get to this place this quickly?
And the
So
trauma
I
bond
didn't like that.
is
She's
kind
not
of
she's not
weird
all the
to
way
me.
there anyway. So it was just like,
Yeah.
It's like, and then Allison's character, and that's another thing, just her character in general, this movie. I didn't like how much of a jerk she was being.
I was sick of
Once
her.
again,
Oh,
it didn't
God.
feel like that felt strange, like a strange choice for her character because, you literally lost your mom and your dad, your friends and this kind of thing, and your grandma is all you have.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be like this towards her over some guy you just met. Like that was a weird
That
choice.
she introduced you to. Let's
Exactly.
not
Like she
forget that.
introduced you to him.
But my thing is, when has grandma been wrong?
ever,
She
ever.
hasn't been wrong. So why now all of a sudden are you just, oh no, I'm gonna be rebellious now? Like, bro, we just got out of the movie of you freaking
Literally.
me telling you that he's still out there, and then he came, we tried to kill him, y'all couldn't kill him, and he ended up killing a bunch of people. Now what?
Now, see, one thing, this is a criticism I have of this entire trilogy. Because of course, this is like its own little. So Halloween 2018
Yeah.
was good, I thought. It was entertaining. But the issue I have with this trilogy and this kind of timeline is it doesn't make if you're gonna remove the whole Michael and Laurie being related thing, then there's no reason for Laurie to be this fixated on Michael,
Wow.
because it's like,
I
okay,
didn't
an
even write
event
that
that happened
down.
40 years ago, like, okay, you weren't the only person that was terrorized that night. So why are you so certain that he's going to come back for you all this time later if that familial connection is not there? So that was another poor choice, just in
Right.
general.
Okay. And then
The reboot.
piggybacking off of that too, because like if they were going off of the base, like you said, with Lori not being related to him, it didn't make sense why she was just and why he kept coming back for her then. Because in the earlier Michael Myers or Halloween's, he was always coming for his family. It was always somebody
Mhm.
that was related to him. So for Lori to not be related to you now, it's like,
It's like,
yeah,
what is his connection?
yeah.
Um, I guess specifically to Halloween Ends, I think I may have like one more. Oh, I didn't understand. And once again, had they just developed it more, it probably would have been fine. I didn't understand why they kept did it feel like to you guys that they kept trying to hammer in the whole radio station thing? Like it felt like that was going to be some point of importance or something that guy, like they started out with the radio clip at the very beginning of the movie. And then, you know, to me, like Corey going and killing him, this kind of thing. It's like, well, what strife and beef do you really have with this guy other than he tells you to like piss off one day and get off the property because you're acting weird? Like, I don't like stuff that seems too random. So I think those are really all my criticisms.
I didn't even know King Karan was going to be in the movie too. I was like, yeah, okay.
So I literally heard people laugh out loud when they first saw his face. They was like, "Oh, what?"
King Karan. I was like,
did you see the face after he got through, like smashing it in?
Oh my god,
it was so bad. I was like,
that was pretty gory.
Oh guys, come on.
Well, we got King Karan on the big screen, so I was like,
at least we got we got him there. Even with that, even when they're like on top of the building or whatever, and he's like, I'm gonna jump off. I don't care about myself no more. I'm just like, what? Oh.
It was cringy. The writing at parts was a little cringe, I will admit. And I know y'all are probably thinking, if you have all these criticisms, why'd you say it was good? I can't wait to get to the parts that I like though. But
that's perfect. That's why we do this. That's why we do
all over.
I can totally see why people had their like reservations with it, because the writing was not the best. Even with Laurie and the old guy, like, oh my god, that grocery store scene.
Why do I feel so icky with them too? I'm like, this doesn't. No, just let them do it and get it over with, man. Damn.
Yeah, that was not doing it for me. Like, she's like, I like your face, or I like seeing your face. I'm like, oh no.
Y'all grown.
Is this how
y'all
old
still
people
can't flirt?
Too old, way too old. I don't know if that's how old people flirt in general or just them, but I was not feeling it.
Remember, they were both in hospital beds like almost the whole Halloween Kills movie. So.
Well, that leads to what I'm sure at least one of you, if not both of you, are going to say for criticism is, of course, in Halloween Kills, Laurie was mostly absent from the film. And then, of course, in this one, Michael Myers is largely absent, or he kind of plays a very kind of not as integral role. Yeah. So I could definitely see how people had an issue with that too. But that's my piece. That is my piece. That's my piece.
The whole doctor shit going on, that was just unnecessary. The whole agree. He over tricking in the office trying to give the shorty promotion.
And like, why was Corey mad? Why did he have to go murder them? Like, the only interaction they had was her, like, he didn't do anything to like, you know, like make the doctor mad. It was Allison knocking over the shit because she wasn't paying attention to what was going on. So I'm like, why?
So that's another big problem, I think, of the movie in general, is that they do a poor, if you're going to remove Michael Myers so much from the movie and they realize, okay, this is a movie where people are expecting people to die and get killed. It's a slasher film. So we have to have these little random bullies or like little antagonists, like the radio guy, like the doctor. The group, but they're not. It's not convincing enough. Like, you're not convincing me that Corey would really feel the need to kill this doctor
after going so many years without. He did not try to kill the kid. He did that. He's going, you know, he went through the court cases or whatever, got applauded, you know, and now he's getting all this shit from the town because like they don't have a boogeyman. You're the closest thing we got. So I'm like, yeah, but like after so many years, like, and he just goes and sees Michael Myers and he's just like, you know what? I should have been killing people all this time. I'm just like, what?
He just looked him in the eye. I was like, damn, I am a killer.
Wait, because that's something I think we finally kind of disagree on, in the sense of I'll say, I guess I can understand, I can explain what I think the movie was trying to do with that.
Please.
I think the movie was trying to make the point of showing us how there's two types of monsters in this world. There's a monster like Michael Myers who is just born bad. He just is bad. His blood is bad. He's evil. And then you have Corey, who was a good person, but because of the way that people treated him and outcast him, he turned into a bad person. And so to your point about, well, why does he just get this bloodlust after he felt so guilty for killing the boy accidentally? Because it's like, well, dang, I do an accident and I feel bad enough, and y'all treat me like a, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna start killing.
I mean, his mama didn't help either.
Oh God, exactly. Like the mom, when she sees him at the bar, she's like, how dare you be out existing?
Yeah. I'm talking about his
like
mama.
She doesn't know that he's still in the town.
Mom.
His mama. Where you been? Where you been, Corey? Corey, where you been?
She kisses him on the lips. I'm like, yo, what is going on? What?
Bro, when I tell you when that scene happened, when she kissed him on the lips, I was like, see, I'm not even shocked because she was giving way too mommy dearest energy. Like
too much. So like I was like, okay, like, but like they didn't develop like that part of it. It was just like that just happened and that just left us with like, wait, is the mom like fucking weird too? Like, what's going on with them? And
that's a comment.
I would probably go crazy too if I had a mother like Corey.
Exactly. Like he's got this weird, overbearing mom. His stepdad is obviously like cool with him. Like you could tell they're cool, but he clearly doesn't intervene and stop his mom from treating him like, you know, whatever. So yeah, it's kind of understandable how, and of course they introduced, now y'all probably killed yourself laughing, thinking about these freaking band kids being like the quintessential bully. Like who is
straight through him to bully the so-called boogeyman of the town now? You know, that's already got a body. I'm just like,
got a body.
Like,
okay, all right, yeah, okay.
Straight through him over the bridge. That the same person's thrown over the bridge by some kids can run up on Mike. Give me that goddamn map. Give me that shit. Like what?
You know what they should have done if they were gonna have, and I watched, I promise you, easily 30 reviews on this movie. That's my thing. I love watching movie reviews. That's why I was so happy that you invited me to do this, because I've always wanted to do one myself. And one very common criticism was that people felt like it's not so much that the Corey character was a bad idea. It was interesting, but it's not developed, like you just mentioned, Zay. Like you have this whole thing with like him having the weird mom and the bad family life and all. Like they put that in about halfway through the movie. Like you should have introduced the Corey character in the last film.
Yeah.
So we could have built up to this moment. If you
that's what I was about to say. Important. I think he deserved his own. And the way he ended it, it was just like, so what the fuck did we do all this for? Like, we just.
They was not playing when they said
to have the idea that was like, no, Allison is now going to hate you because you have killed me, even though I'm in your house with a knife and Michael Myers mask. I'm just like, what? Why would I believe this?
That is so funny. When he tried to, so what I thought was a weird thing was, and it's just a nitpick, but okay, so Corey jabs the knife into his freaking jugular and clearly should be dead, but he's not dead until Michael comes and stomps him out or whatever. I'm like, bro, really?
I forgot about that.
Well, that man would have been dead. But
and then he like snaps his neck or something.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
it's just like he had to do all that to kill Corey. Like,
no, literally not my replacement, cat.
But to your point, Zay, too, it's like, why did y'all take us on this journey? Which had, of course, in my opinion, some very fun parts. But then to just kill the boy at the end, it's like, why didn't you just have it to be, maybe they didn't want to do what everybody expected. Maybe they felt like everybody expected Corey to just be the new Michael Myers.
Yes,
they're lining it up.
I agree.
Okay, so this is not going to be over. So we found a new Michael Myers and like, oh, fuck, there's going to be another one to review.
Yeah, which
and it's like, I was thinking, this is over.
No, they wasn't playing when they said no. This over for real. They were not playing.
We are tired.
They literally said, "Yo, we are sick of writing these movies."
Yeah, and my thing is, this movie was a quick ass turnaround. My thing is, I think this movie was one movie and they made it. I think Halloween Kills and Ends was one movie and they made it two, and that's why it came out so fast. So they didn't really have time to develop a story after like Kills, which even then, like, okay, so you telling me now they decide to bulldoze Michael Myers' house? Like just now they decide to do it because he came back another time and started killing people and went back home. Like
the rent ain't paid.
But see, what y'all are failing to realize, if I'm not mistaken, when they did away with all those other timelines, Michael Myers has not done any of those things that we're talking about. There is no Halloween 2. There's literally just the events of that first night in Haddonfield.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Michael being away in the asylum for 40 years or whatever. And that's, of course, Halloween 2018, where we see that he has gotten out.
Yeah.
So he has not been terrorizing this city, this town for 40. That is not a thing. He did one thing one night. Then he gets out in 2018. Then he wreaks havoc that time. But it's like, okay, I'm trying to figure out why they had the whole Evil Dies Tonight thing in Halloween Kills, which Halloween Kills, I think, is terrible. Y'all might not agree. I thought Halloween Kills was bad.
What did we get?
It was cheap.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure we shitted on that one too.
It was.
The kills were great.
The kills were
killing.
That was
it. Were killing.
that was all they focused on.
Bro, how did grandma live? How?
Oh,
how?
Damn, you're right. I forgot. How? The lady who got stabbed by the light fixture or whatever. She comes back and I guess her daughter's like, it's all your fault. I'm like Lori is not the only person who's been affected.
She should have been dead.
Yeah, by Michael Myers.
That made no sense. I was like, wait, no, she should have been dead.
She should have been definitely dead. Michael Myers, man, he did his thing with her and her husband. She should have been dead.
He was decorated them motherfuckers.
Okay,
everything. Which knife I should use,
bro? Literally picking the knife. Ooh, is this the butcher knife? Oh, bet.
See, I think one thing this series, like this trilogy that they suffered from, because once again, of course, their whole thing is that this is their only timeline. I think when you do that, then these like concepts you're trying to drive home, they're not going to land like how you think they are, because we don't have these, this build up like how you're thinking. This is all very quick. Like they mentioned, you putting out the movies quickly.
Come on.
Hell, this would have came out even earlier. Halloween Kills or Ends would have came out even earlier than it did, closer to Halloween 2018, if not for COVID. So it would have been even closer together. It's like, can you just take some time to develop the movie, please?
They could not wait to get over it. They was like, we got to get this shit out. That's what I don't want to make another Halloween movie. They're done. They're like, yeah, I'm good.
Jamal, I have a question for you. Did you feel like, because I feel like people who are really big fans of the franchise, one thing they all hated was they hated how Michael went out. Like they hated just the whole.
That was literally about to be my next dislike.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if you guys.
He's now the equivalent of Hulk.
So my thing is,
just made him a bitch.
There was never
why he's so.
An explanation of power scaling. Like after this many years, why did his powers just seem to go down now?
Maybe because
he been old. The last Halloween Kills, when they took off his mask, he was pretty old. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's not like he just 4 years later, old age, like man, I haven't been doing shit for a long time.
But he's also doing shit that was still like Michael Myers. It was like, wait, so you could do this, but you let little Corey going in
and that rusty ass knife that was in the sewer. Who was that gonna kill?
They made it seem. I guess they were trying to make it seem like that Corey. Okay, so I want to ask y'all this, and say, please, how I can how I can take over something. So please do not let me take over this.
Let's do it.
But I'm very curious to know, like, what did y'all interpret with the sewer scene when he first encounters Corey? Like when he kind of does that moment where he looks into his eyes. Do you feel like it was like a transfer of power? Do you feel like he was looking into his soul?
Wow, that's what I said. Okay, yeah. So what are you putting out? That's what I thought. He was looking into his eyes and saying like, oh, that same darkness that I got in me, you got in you. You just
that's what I thought too.
But it's
recognized the darkness.
This telepathical fucking way of communication between Corey and Michael. Like, come on, man. Come on.
Yeah,
I mean, it was like right after the fact
that he got thrown off of a bridge. And why does Michael Myers pull him into the sewer? I don't even know him. He doesn't do that. Like he doesn't pull his victims into.
I think right when the dad, what was it, the kid's dad was like, last time I saw Corey, I saw
he was different.
Yeah, he was different.
And it was like, oh,
So that was the transfer you were saying?
Transfer of power.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's just that, but I think with what you said is how I interpret it, where I think that he saw this darkness in Corey that he recognized in himself. And I think that that's why he did not kill him right then. Now, granted, we ain't never known Michael Myers to spare anybody. So I don't know why.
Especially a free kill.
They I don't know why he, but to your question of why he drug him in the first place, did you notice they tried to kind of sprinkle it in here and there that there had been a few people going missing and stuff in the town.
Yeah.
And I guess we're to assume that was how Michael Myers, he was
getting his exercise in.
Yeah, that was just his little exercises,
every so bum on the street. Bad. Okay.
Yeah. Right. So when the bum comes over to Corey and is like, yeah, I seen you go in there. Why he let you loose? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, they know that there's still a Michael Myers or something like still out here.
In there.
But
they knew he was somewhere, but I guess I don't know if they knew he was specifically there, but I guess they knew he was still or they assumed that he was, still active in some way or whatever.
That was a demolition wasn't going to kill him. Yeah, I'm Michael Myers. I was like, fuck.
But wait. So with the hobo doing that, right? Remember, he mentions the mask. He mentioned go in there and get me the mask, like I need it. Doesn't say why he wants it, he just says it. But at the end of the movie, we see the mask on the table. So like it's like I don't know where we are pulling power from no more. I don't because again, Corey
guess what?
Went and grabbed the mask too, because I don't know if that was supposed to give him more power. Or he was just like, let me continue the legacy,
They didn't know if they wanted to do, and it's like you mentioned, like, why are you showing such a difference in power between these two films, between Ends and Kills? In Kills, we kind of stay along the lines that he's probably sort of supernatural. They never just outright say
no, he can't be killed.
He can't be killed. And then in this movie, it's like, okay, yes, obviously, if you were going to kill him, the way they did it would be the only way you could. But it's like, okay, does the mask...
Before they even got to that, it was like, what?
You're just making me remember more things.
Yeah, more things is just like, Like, this is the same motherfucker that took out a whole city with pistols and weapons.
Yes,
got ran over by a truck. And some kid that got bullied and hated is like, nah, I'm the man now. It's like,
no. Like, I was gonna say the parade around the city after they quote unquote kill Michael Myers, and they got the police escort. Everybody's like, oh, let me follow through these long line of cars. Let's go see it too.
They did that man like Jesus,
lowering his body.
It's not earned. I'm telling you, I'm convinced the writers of this franchise, this trilogy, I think they keep forgetting that they did away with the other movies. This town has not been terrorized by Michael Myers for all these years, like y'all try to make it seem. So this payoff of, oh my God, we're finally putting the boogeyman to rest, that's not really a thing in this timeline, because he only has like, two times that he's ever went on a little killing spree, and they're 40 years apart. Like, that's not,
I mean, that was a big moment because he came in and just started killing,
at least for the town, at least, because they have shit going Halloween on.
Kills.
But still, and even
I would have been
with Halloween,
they treated him like Jesus.
I think what they fucked up with Halloween Kills is having him get beat up that bad, even stabbed in the back of the throat and coming back, which like makes it seem like, okay, well, in this film, we have to see like that. It didn't even seem like he was like he went through all that. It was just like, okay, now I'm just old. I'm just, out here. They just gave up. They just gave up on Michael Myers after they tried to beat him up and they end up killing him. And they're like, fuck it, we good. Obviously, we can't.
The end of Halloween Kills, I was like,
yeah.
They did all that, and I was like, he just got up. Wop. Where's the mama?
And they was just like,
mama? Where's the mama?
But he just went after everybody.
Like, that don't make sense.
It doesn't.
And now all of a sudden he's like, I'm retired, man.
They destroyed my house. I'm good. Never mind.
Well, what are you? So okay, so with Halloween Kills, which was very interesting how that one ended. But I think to your point, where you say like how Halloween ends, it's like they focus on Michael being like old and feeble. I think one criticism, I shouldn't say one criticism, one review I was watching that they were trying to kind of make sense of that, is they were saying that maybe he really did get injured like or damaged in Halloween Kills, because they was, you know what I'm saying, they was trying to do a little something with him. They was holding their own for a little bit with them until he was like, okay, let me show y'all what I
really seen. Oh my god,
to show you real evil. Hold on.
Yeah, like hold on, let me tap in real quick.
But so like I'm saying, like from that, like, you know, remember they beat his ass, shot him, stabbed him, all this.
They ran him over.
The final fight between him and Laurie, I was just like, oh my god, they have had way better final fights and less. But again, like you were saying, since they retcon all that shit out of the Halloween franchise, it's just like we can't do that no more. So with her, you know, getting the upper hand on him and stabbing him with the knives, and then they carry him all the way to the junkyard.
She had two bodies. That was.
You telling me this motherfucker was on top of the roof of the car, and then one time like, all right, I regenerated. It's time to get back to this. Like, why did all the knives and stuff, like, you know, weaken him enough to where they could get his body there too?
Oh yeah, that's tender right there.
Yeah, let's just bleed him a little more. Like, that's never been a thing. Why does it matter now?
That's funny. Like, I guess, and then like you said, Jamal, you said, I think Laurie she probably had the equal amount of bodies as Michael in this movie.
She was killing him.
Because half the kills were Corey's kills.
She basically killed Corey herself. Like,
yeah, she killed.
Corey's dead.
He incapacitated.
In fact, she didn't even kill Corey, but you know,
basically, he wasn't doing shit after that.
Yeah.
Which was smart.
That's funny. Like, if you think about it like that, like Laurie basically was like, she was holding her own even more than Michael as far as the kills go.
Because they did kind of play on the fact that Laurie's sick in the head too. So it was like,
I wanted them to bring out more. Yes, that's what I thought. What the mask was for at the end, for Laurie to be like, you know what? I have been feeling away.
And especially since, think about it, y'all, especially since her story was so close to Corey's story in this film, where she had been being treated poorly by the people of Haddonfield. They were painting her out to be a monster anyway. They really could have played on that.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but it could have went. But now she's too old. We can't do this. We literally can't do another Halloween as Laurie. As
she said, she wasn't going to do another one. Period. Yes, so no matter what, Jamie Lee Curtis will not be in another Halloween.
They don't need to do a reboot. Nothing.
Yeah, I think this is straight the way.
I'm all Halloweened out.
So what would have been a ideal ending for y'all?
That's what I was thinking.
A better death, I would assume, because that was just
how that is my issue. It's like
but that was our
you showed all these different ways of us trying to kill him, and we can't do it.
They they trapped him in a burning house, but they didn't got him out. It was like, well,
they did.
They could have just.
That's why I was saying with the demolition thing, he was just like standing in the rubble, like.
They could have did a mafia style, just like, since he was so weak to not get up, they could have just blocked his ass in the ocean.
All right, hey, I don't want to spoil it for you, but after watching Jeepers Creepers, could they not have done the same thing with Michael Myers?
I didn't see it, but I'm not going to.
Okay, yeah, I was trying not to spoil, but there's a cult in Jeepers Creepers. At some point, they start worshiping this motherfucker, and they luring people to him instead of like, hey, when you come hunt, you know what I'm saying, you don't got to go out and kill people. We gonna give it to you. Like, we'll make sure. And he's trying to get there, trying to do something to where he doesn't have to go back and sleep for so long. But that's what I thought they could have did with Michael Myers was there's these people who believe in Michael Myers now. There's these people who believe in the darkness. Let's say that, you know what I'm saying? And now they starting to do shit. Like
that basically that he would have a cult following.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess that could have been interesting.
That would be cool. And then you have these different Myers that would have been straight. I don't know.
It felt like that's where they was leading, and it was just like,
then they killed Corey. Yeah, it's just like, oh, never mind.
Killed the top prospect. It was like, well,
yeah. Like I was saying, the trauma bond with Corey and Allison is just kind of weird to me because they're on two different sides of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could understand if, you know, like we both survivors of Michael, or just both survivors in a way, like, you know, let's just say that, like, then I will understand. But it's like, you are accused of killing somebody. My family has been running away from this boogeyman for a long time. He's been killing.
Like, my mom and dad got murdered.
Yeah, why?
And my ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, why did those two like lock in? I don't get how that like
you want to fuck or no? It's like,
yeah, what? That's basically what they were saying.
Oh, like, and you know what else irritated me about that dynamic? I hated how, just because once again it was weird writing, it didn't feel natural. Why did Allison when I tell you, she was throwing her stuff at this man. Like, I thought she was just gonna drop her draws in front of everybody one time.
At the bar. Remember when they go to the party and her friends is like, oh, Allison's with Corey, the babysitter, you know, the baby killer. And she's like, that's my man. It goes to, I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing?
This is why it's crazy how these people get so much money. They get these studios give them so much money to hire these writers. And why can't you just do a little bit better with the dialogue? Like, people don't talk like this.
They was done.
Again, like I said, I think the movie was one movie at first and then split into two. That's why it came out so fast, and they didn't have enough time to think all this. They were just like, hey, this is just the end of this. This is gonna be the
end. Like, we just throw everything at the wall and see what's there.
They probably went to the damn movie theater. The writer's studio was like, hey man, we gotta drop another one. Damn.
I have a question. I hope we have time to answer this one. But what do you guys think about that scene where Corey goes back to the accident house, not the murder house, the accident house, and Lori is there talking to him? Do you think that was real, or that he was like just imagining that?
Oh, well, now that you said that, I'm like, damn. Well,
because Lori, what she was saying kind of felt a little like odd. Like, it was like she was kind of going one direction, then she just like out of nowhere is like, so you can't have her, I'm not gonna let you have her. I'm like, you were talking real calm and normal just a few seconds ago. Like,
no, she crazy as hell.
Okay. Besides that, right? She can sense evil. I thought she had sensed it in Corey already. And so she was like, oh, fuck, this motherfucker is probably going back to the place where it happened, because, you know, that's what Michael does all the time. He just stand out the window or whatever. But remember, Corey was sleeping in the spot that the kid literally fell on.
He literally fell at the blood was still soaked into the floor.
Yeah, so I thought the movie was trying to portray that Lori was like, I see what you're doing, and I'm not finna let this happen. So
like,
that's how I knew you was gonna be here.
All I got. You got me.
So you guys feel like that was a real thing.
I thought it was real. I didn't think.
But y'all know she disappeared. Like, you think she could move that fast? Like, he turned his head.
Did she use she was gone. The Michael Myers on him?
But
that's why he was like immediately. He was like, "I gotta get rid of her."
She got a little touch of that.
The crib real quick, bro. She called.
Which coming back to what you're saying with them retconning them being related is like, why does Lori know how to do all this? Why does Lori so dark? What you know, she
exactly, or just why? Think about in Halloween. 2018. I hate having to say that. They did the whole thing like how Scream did with Scream 2022. It's like, why didn't you just name it Scream 5 or whatever?
That movie was so bad. We didn't do it.
We didn't even.
Did y'all do a review on
it? We did it. I thought we did.
I would love to be on there.
That was so bad.
That movie was terrible. Yeah, that was bad.
I was literally screaming at the TV watching that shit.
That shit.
Okay. I did like the opening scene with Jenna Ortega.
Yeah.
I felt like that was interesting. But after that, downhill.
after they go to fuck what's called. I'm just gonna let the time run out on this. We'll start.
Yeah, we got.
But after they go to damn, what's his name? The cop guy, the Dewey's house, and she brings the boyfriend. And he's like, that's like the first rule to any Scream movie. Check the boyfriend. I was just like, he literally just gave up the.
Right, like the whole excitement of Scream is that it could be anybody. It really could.
But they did
and it's usually the boyfriend
exact thing again, and I'm just like, you've done this. I guess
that's why. But if you think about it, Zay, that's probably why they named it Scream instead of Scream 5, because they wanted to pay homage to the first movie by having the boyfriend be the killer. But it's
all the movies do that. That's my thing. They always play homage. It's always a fan of the movie. It's always somebody you know what? They should have did it like this.
Exactly. It's supposed to be to where it could be anybody. But
okay, so we get into the likes now after all the shit we said. Like, I was just telling him, like, with all my dislikes, again, like, I actually had a good amount of likes for the movie, at least. Like I said, I didn't hate it. I was just like, like we were saying, it just felt kind of rushed, and just like they was kind of over it. Like, here, take it. Shit. So yeah,
it was probably a reason that shit was on Peacock the day the movie came out.
Yes, I mean,
you don't have to go to the theater for this. Hey, you don't have to.
Yeah, I watched this at home. Yeah, I watched this at home. So
I don't have to go to the movie theater.
Now, Zay, you cannot be a movie connoisseur.
Wait, before you say that, I also have surround sound with a very good TV. So I got a movie theater at the crib.
There's a movie theater in the crib.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's legit.
Well, that makes it better then, I'll admit. But I did go to the movies to see it. So
I wish
you want me to just jump in with my likes?
Yeah,
or y'all gonna do
go ahead. Yeah. Well, mine, King Karan, I love to see him doing like some. I didn't expect him to be in this movie. But,
I didn't expect him to be the DJ of all people. I was like,
I haven't seen him in a lot of things, like, super recently, but I always been a fan of him. That was cool.
Wasn't he in the Marlon Wayans Halloween movies?
Yeah.
I think.
What?
Damn, what movie was it? It was a Netflix movie, right?
One of Marlon Wayans movies.
Was it that one he did with and if it is, I'm not sure, because I'm gonna be honest, and I know I'm gonna get flack for this. I don't 100% know who that guy is.
He's an IG.
Yeah,
IG.
Okay, I was gonna say I
real big at Vine and all that shit.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, gotcha. Well, yeah, I definitely did not know who he was. I was like, I feel like I've seen this face maybe, but
you probably know off of like a video. He definitely got some viral videos like that he's done. Him and the chick, I can't remember her name. Damn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's probably what would help me. I liked obviously a good bit of things. One thing I liked was, and I think we all can agree, I love the opening scene. Like I was so shocked. I had no idea where that was going. There is no way I could have imagined that that's how the movie was going to start. I think it did a really good job of like building tension, even though you do kind of have to suspend your disbelief a little bit, because where the little boy Jeremy, where he's setting up all this stuff to make it look like Michael Myers in the house. It's like, well, how fast are you really moving? I ain't been in the kitchen that long.
He was zooming.
Buddy done put the lamp on the floor. He done moved the knife when I left out the kitchen.
Open the door.
Screams upstairs. I'm just like,
what? How fast are you moving?
And locked him in the closet.
And I'm talking about that, but that little boy was. But y'all, okay, one thing I liked is several things I liked. But one thing you will learn about me, I love movies that like aren't just surface level. And you have to admit, Halloween Ends had a lot of things to say. You know what I'm saying? Did y'all catch when the mom was kind of introducing Corey to the son, or just kind of like telling her about, and she made this quick comment. She's like, well, he talks in his sleep. And it was just like how she was describing him and how he came and he scared her. To me, it was kind of making it seem like he was a little monster himself. Like, had he not died He would have grew up to be a damn Michael Myers himself.
He did his ass beat.
Yeah, and the whole kid thing just is like adding more on top of it because then the mom, when Laurie goes to meet the mom, she's like, yeah, fucking Haddonfield just made him to be out this fucking crazy person. And then you see like the mom is like, well, I've been calling him and he's not picking up or whatever,
oh,
but he is a grown
mom.
man. Yeah. So like it's a lot of things that like is like on top of shit on top of shit.
I really did like that. Like I thought that little boy in the beginning, I'm like, I feel like if I didn't know any better, I think this little boy could be if he hadn't died this night, he would have grew up to be a freaking sociopath.
Yeah, I would have pushed him down the steps or something. Yeah.
When they was talking, when he was watching scary movies, like you want to turn like Michael Myers don't kill kids, he kills people like you. It's like
why do you
that say dialogue that? Was also, I thought I did like the dialogue in the front because I thought he made everything to seem like, oh, we about to get a Michael Myers kill in the first, in this first scene. Otherwise, to misdirect us and be like, oh no, the kid does die in this first scene. Okay,
that was like the biggest flip. I was like, wait, it's not Michael's the first.
That was a good misdirection. I'll give them that.
It really was because, like I said, I don't think anyone could have predicted that. And did y'all realize too the marketing for this film? There was no hint to the fact that I think they show Corey like one time in the trailers, but of course he's like looking scared or something. So you probably think he's about to be killed or something. Yeah. You would have no idea where the direction of this movie was going. And I actually do typically like that. I like not going into a movie and everything I expect to happen happening. So that is one of my likes.
I agree. Yeah. And then, but they just fumbled after everything else after that. I'm just
they did kind of fumble a little bit.
Corey was a good character. And then they looked at the writing, was like, wait, no, we gotta end this. Like, literally, like we can't just keep building on him.
Yeah, like, I thought Corey was a good character. I thought diving deeper into his family and stuff was gonna be like a good thing, especially like if Laurie had went around and kept doing all this investigating. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that she didn't. Like, she did at least try to go to the house and be like, ooh, he come from a fucked up family too. This probably not going to end well. Okay.
But see, she was so, and this might just be me because I am a softie at heart. I don't like people being picked on and stuff. And I hated how people were doing Laurie in this movie. It's like, how can you be blaming her?
She is a victim. Yeah,
she's a victim.
She's a victim.
She's just the one who keep fighting back. Like,
but she's also the old lady that literally fucking locked herself in the room, didn't come out, locked herself in the house.
But after being terrorized, and depending on what Halloween we talking about, like I would understand.
2018, when they was like literally was she was basically the old coop in the house. It was like,
she had like traps and all types of shit.
Yeah,
like
she had
that
a trap
too. So like, so when the one before kills, it's like, yes, she is a paranoid old lady, but it's like all that is accounted for. Like she's perfectly fine for feeling that way.
Not to mention her having a doomsday bunker is not luring Michael to her. That's if he was gonna come, he was gonna come. If he was gonna come for her, he was gonna come for her.
Ready.
She just wanted to be 40
years of prep time.
Right. She's had a long time to prepare.
Didn't hope that Allison's mom was playing her as crazy this whole time though. Like, that's just your grandma. She gonna be, your grandma. And it's like I said, when was Laurie wrong? There was never a time when she was wrong. So why are people looking at her like, you crazy? I'm not gonna fuck with you. Okay, but I just warned y'all about the last 3 boogeyman attacks. So,
and she knew, and I like how in any timeline of Halloween that Laurie always knew that Michael was just inherently evil. Like if her and the doctor Loomis, like if nobody else knew, it's like those two knew what Michael really was. Yeah. Like this ain't just a man in a mask.
Loomis was literally there with him as a kid in the psychiatric hospital, and like for a good 5 to 8 years, he didn't say one word to Loomis, but he kept coming because he was like, "Yo, there is something really wrong with this kid. Like y'all need to do something."
I liked how the one thing I liked in Halloween Kills. Nope. That wasn't Halloween Kills. That was Halloween 2018. Never mind. There's hardly anything I like about Halloween Kills except for, like I said, the opening scene. I'll give Halloween Kills that. I loved how they redid the 78. That was really cool. But once again, great opening scene. Rest of the movie. Like, and do y'all realize that's like a theme? Like Scream 2022 is like that.
Scream was ass. That was ass all down the board. It's just like
yeah. You didn't like the opening scene?
I didn't like anything.
No, the opening scene, the whole movie, the opening scene it just felt like another classic Scream movie. So.
And that movie too, just once again talking about having to suspend your disbelief. Jenna Ortega, that little small looker, she would have been dead that first time
when she got shot at the hospital and then gets with no bulletproof vest or nothing. I was just like.
But I guess not to get off track. I liked, of course, like I said, I like the opening scene. I like how the movie has layers to it, like how nothing is ever just like, for instance, Zay, you mentioned how they were demonizing Laurie for basically being the one who fought back. I think that's social commentary. Look at, if I may, and please tell me if I can't.
We have said worse. It's fine.
Okay. Like with this whole Kyrie situation, it's like this throwing people under the bus for having the audacity to fight back against these, megalithic entities. So Laurie was the only one that had the nerve to fight back, to, not let him just punk her or whatever. And look at how the town reacted to that. And I think that plays to a bigger social commentary of people who do stand out and try to, go against the man, so to speak. And then they get shushed and silenced and they get looked at poorly because people wish they had that courage.
Yeah.
So I thought
that was a funny comparison, but it worked out. It worked. Yeah, it worked out.
I'm an English teacher. Metaphors and stuff is my thing.
That was perfect. Hey, one of my favorite scenes of the movie. All right. So at this point, right, I have where we are like full. I will say there is a point in the film where I was like full team Corey. Like, all right, yeah, let's go down the list. Who we hitting up first? Let's get the parents. Cool, got them up out of there. But when they go to the junkyard, is the dad the one who owns the junkyard? Is that him?
I believe so.
It would appear so.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. So first of all, when this kid just runs out to you and is like, hey, sir, we need help. There's somebody murdering us in the junkyard. The first thing this motherfucker do is like, oh, yeah, let me grab my shotgun and give it to you, kid. Yeah. Here, take this shotgun so you can
defend. You know what? I didn't even think about that.
While I go handle. That was a dislike, but I'm trying to get to the part I do like. It's when.
Didn't he get a pistol?
Yeah,
the dad he gave the kid the shotgun and he had a pistol or something.
The dad ends up getting shot in the head because the kid doesn't know what the fuck he is doing with the shotgun. Okay, now my like.
Saw a tall character.
Wow. My like is when Corey start fucking these kids up. I mean, he gets in the truck and runs over the girl, and she's pinned under the fence. I'm like, yo. And then the girl tries to help her, and she's like, I'm gonna help. But wait. The girl pinned down is like, you can't. And she's like, why? Because you're dead. Huh? Man, I was like, oh, man. What?
Yes, the part with the torch,
the torch to the mouth. I was like, oh.
That was perfect.
There you go, Corey.
That was the one death I was like, good.
But I wish, because the biggest jerk in the group was really that one guy, the other one. And his death was off screen. I wish we could have had a chance to see his.
Oh, I didn't think about that. He was the one who, no. I was thinking of the I guess the leader of the group. Was it he the one that actually threw Corey over there, or was it the kid who slapped the knife out of his hand? I was just like,
oh, that's so disrespectful.
Oh my God.
I would call it like, but it was funny as hell when he first tried to kill the doctor and the girl.
and he could do it right. Michael's like, God damn it.
Open the door. Open the door.
Oh. Corey just having a hard time. Like
Michael's like, you motherfucking rookie. Let me show you how to do this shit.
I thought we were about to get, when they're doing that, I thought we were about to get the, all right, young Jedi, I'm going to teach you the ways of this knife. You know what I'm saying? He shows him like the pinning people to the wall, you know, trick that he does all the time. So I thought Corey's going to be like, oh, okay. He takes the knife out. Let me try. You know, that's what I thought we was like.
Corey just sitting there. Corey just sitting
I was supposed to kill him.
No, Corey was just sitting outside the door, just smiling and just admiring and stuff. Like he's just a fan. It's like,
that's my papa.
Be honest. Did y'all catch? Because I've convinced myself I have a real horror movie eye at this point because I've seen so many horror movies. Did y'all see him stabbing that doctor the first time you watched it in the dark? Like you realize when the girl first opened that door, Corey was off on the side stabbing that doctor in the dark. It was so subtle. And I don't know if people saw that their first viewing, but I caught it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because wasn't he wearing the scarecrow mask?
He was wearing the mask, but when they first showed it, you couldn't really see anything. Yeah, you would just kind of like hear it a little bit and maybe see a little bit of motion. But then, of course, like I think ultimately the lights came on, or like the outside lights. You actually
the girl is in the house and she hears like a thud or something. And
and she comes out there and you can literally, like, I'm telling you, if you watch it again, like Corey is like jab,
murking him.
I'm talking about just getting the doctor. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. And then that's when he looks up and they notice each other and he runs after her. But
he slammed his hand in the door.
Yeah. Michael Myers just in the back.
Supposed to be evil.
Right. He's just there waiting to just evaporate into through the walls like you usually do.
This amateur, what is he doing?
You my replacement.
right.
Show you how to.
This is the person who go live out my life
right here, and then you get it like this.
I definitely liked the kills. I think the kills in this one were pretty good. As far as like the radio station guy, I think everybody thought that was like really brutal. It's like, okay,
he was it's good when it's like the people who kind of like deserve it. You know what I'm saying? We always like, all right, let's see what you go do with this way. You know what I'm saying? He just kind of got his face bashed into the record plate.
When I tell you, I was so, like you mentioned just a second ago with them kids, I almost that had me darn near clapping in the theater. Like, yes, they were just way too bad. They were terrible. Like, how do you have to be so terrible?
I didn't want to buy you beer, bro. Like, what? There is a million other people who will walk into this liquor store today, and you
exactly like that was just so crazy. And then what's crazy too is like the black girl. She just her character was just.
She didn't really want smoke like that.
She did get a heart, after they throw him over or whatever.
I think when she realized, like, okay, dang, like. You really trying to hurt this person.
Yeah, like, a little OD.
White privilege is real in this movie because ain't no way. Ain't no way.
It's been real in every movie. Like,
ain't no way a group of...
This motherfucker kicked the little kid off the damn thing and just like, no jail time.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, it's not like Corey went and was like, hey, some kids threw me over a bridge or some shit. So, you know.
Right, he didn't tell nobody. But even if he had, I mean, I don't know how much good it would have done because we see that there was obviously like the police guy that used to date Allison. Yeah, and he was a jerk, and you know, I don't know. That whole thing was kind of,
mind you, in the whole Halloween Kills movie, the police just said, people gonna do what they want to do.
So the black with the cowboy hat, was he the sheriff or whatever?
So trash.
I'm like,
what? Like, man, we'll handle it.
Yeah. Stop. Like, no, y'all not the law. Okay, y'all got it, man. Go
now it's like,
go ahead.
Nah, fuck all that shit.
Go ahead.
We gonna get this motherfucking parade. Hey, call everybody.
Everybody, bro. I'm here to tell you, y'all better have some proper reinforcements when y'all come up against Michael. At least Michael in Halloween Kills, because of course we can see by Halloween ends, he
Yeah, they learned. They was like, nah. Pin him real tight.
Yeah, that firefighter scene in the beginning of Kills, that had me like, and I'm not saying that firefighters get combat trained, but if
they had chainsaws,
big ass tools
and axes
that's used.
Yeah, they got like pickaxes and stuff. Like,
and they had a whole chainsaw.
It's funny
because they had to get inside.
Yeah,
exactly. So
he was trying to cut Michael, and then Michael was like, "I'll go put that on you." I'm just like, oh.
They should have stuck with what they were gonna do. If they were gonna have Michael Myers be unkillable, then you have to just have him be unkillable. But this is something y'all probably won't agree with. As a like of mine, I like the fact that they had the balls to kill Michael Myers in this movie. I like the fact they had the balls to do it because you know, so many people were think about it. It's never really happened. Even in movies like what was the one that it seemed like she had killed him, but then in the next time they're like, no, it was somebody else. Yeah. So the fact that they actually had the balls to stick to it and to say no, like we really gonna kill Michael Myers, I thought that was I could appreciate that.
I think like, the hardest
Halloween ends.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing is that with all the movies we've seen, and again coming back to retconning like shit, it's just like, is he supernatural or not? Like he has to be supernatural at this point because we have literally tried to kill him, put a knife in his neck. None of that shit worked.
He ran him over,
stood right back up. So that's what I'm saying. Like at the end, when they pin him to the table and shit, why does that signify? Like, all right, yep, it's over now.
I promise the guys that I just had an epiphany. Like I just had a little like light bulb.
I kind of saw it.
Okay, I think that maybe the reason they did not successfully kill him in Halloween Kills is because maybe, and this might sound a little cheesy, but follow me, maybe Laurie had to be the one to do it. And Laurie was not there then. Laurie was in the hospital then.
She said it herself. She's like, it got to be me.
She did say, like, let me. She was trying to have the one-on-one in that movie, but they wouldn't let it happen. And now it was
so like, okay. You know, maybe but once again though, if they're gonna have this such deep spiritual connection between Laurie and Michael, why they retcon the storyline of them being related? Like you should have kept that there.
Because they didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to kill him.
Right. They
didn't even know how to kill Michael Myers.
My favorite, like, honestly, would probably when Laurie's on the phone. She was like, yeah, like the call for suicide.
Yeah.
We did not talk about that part of the movie at all.
Yeah. That was a great. It was a great setup because I didn't know what was going on. At this point, I thought Laurie was like, you know, I finally lost my granddaughter. I don't have nothing else to live for.
Yeah. Like this candle, yep.
Bro, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm the same way as I was thinking. You know what? They might do this. They might actually go through.
At that point, she was like, she has nobody. Her daughter, her granddaughter's like, I don't fuck with you anymore. She's like, well,
you just killed my boyfriend that you introduced me to. I'm good on you.
Before the kill.
She's like, people coming up to me in the damn grocery store, fucking on me, and like,
I feel like the reason I thought that they would do it is because once again, at this point in the movie, I'm still thinking they're going to just do this whole passing the torch thing and letting Corey just be the new Michael Myers, period. So maybe Allison would naturally be the new Laurie. So I'm like, maybe they really are going to just
that would have been better. Yeah, that would have been
with these characters
because they have a connection and everything. And it was like, you was there when I started killing. So
exactly,
that would have been better.
Can sit there and learn from what. For Laurie to kill herself was like, oh shit, that would be. And it was like, nah.
For Allison to have that, regret in her mind, like, oh, my grandma was trying to tell me.
Sold that scene, bro. Like when I tell you, she sold that scene. Like I almost had a tear to my eye. She sold that scene. She seemed so desperate.
She's like, yeah, you know.
And when she shoots the pumpkin. When she shoots the pumpkin and stuff, that's homage to the earlier Halloween movies.
Because, sure is.
I can't remember what one it is, but there was like ones with like some pumpkins or some shit that was doing.
Let's see Heavy died. He saw the splatter. I was like,
he said, "Ooh, I'm glad she just shoot like three more feet to the right."
You thought that was me,
right?
He thought
I
he
think
had
the
the
movie
advantage.
was trying to make a point to say that Michael Myers would not have made that type of error because, of course, that was Corey right then. So when she points the gun and she's like, "Did you really think I would?" You know, da, 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 da. It's like I felt like that was kind of her little way of saying whether she knew who it was or not. But like as the audience, since we knew it was Corey, it's like, nah, Michael, the real Michael,
you ain't there yet.
You just not quite there.
Not him.
You ain't like that.
You are not him.
You are not like that. I don't know if y'all noticed when she got the tarot card when they're doing the tarot cards in the beginning, it actually kind of tells the story. Damn, I wish I would have wrote this down. But the card that they pick and stuff is telling you that like some new darkness or something is about
because it's the death card, but the girl was saying that it doesn't mean death. It means well, not in that way. It just means something old is ending and something new is about to start.
Yeah, that part I liked. I was like, oh
that was pretty cool. But it was obviously misdirection because they just really wanted us to believe. I think they wanted us to believe that Corey was just going to, take up the new reins. And they just pulled the rug out from us with that. That is one thing I'll admit. I know I should have said it in the dislikes part.
It always happens. It's fine. It always happens.
I didn't like that part. I didn't like the idea of them taking us on such a ride with Corey. Just to have him die. It's
like the theory. By the neck.
Yeah.
Come on. They made sure Corey was dead.
Yeah, no. For sure. Knife to the throat and his neck snapped. If Corey comes in another, I am going to scream my head.
Nah, you not me.
He better not have no head or nothing. Like he better.
Exactly. At this point, he is through, folks. So
he has the evil.
The grandma lived, so.
Hey, do y'all remember when they're dancing at the party, the Halloween party?
Oh my God. Me and my boyfriend talked about that. Like, why are y'all dancing so weird? And
white people really dance like this?
They really dance like that, so I'm not shocked by that at all. It's like
Jamal's like, you know what? Nah, I done seen it.
So this is the accurate part.
Yeah,
that's every bar. Yeah.
Bro, I was fucking dying. Like I didn't know if it was trying to like insinuate something that just like, Corey has finally unlocked this level of I'm about to be like, fuck it out here. Like,
I swear or something.
Corey losing his motherfucking mind. He's like, oh, what the fuck is he doing? Oh, fuck. What's
all
going
right,
on?
Y'all think we can rate this in 10 minutes?
Yeah. Yes, I think so. At least for my part. If y'all have to finish without me, I can definitely give my rating. I have, since I watched the movie, the first night I saw it, I've always been hovering around the 7 to 8 range.
And you only saw this once, right? You only seen
No, I've seen this twice? I think 3 times now.
Oh, me too. Okay, cool. Bet.
Yeah. I watched it in the theater and I watched it like twice on Peacock.
I forgot.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna hover around a solid, I don't say 7.5. I won't say 8 because I feel like 8 is a little I give good movies an 8, 9, or 10. So I'll say 7.5, but a strong one, like a really strong 7.5 for me.
You might have just got mine to go up a little bit at least.
Because see, we talked about it, and then you realize it's a little deeper.
That is why we do this. That's why we do this.
It's deeper than you gave it credit for.
All right, Jamal, go ahead. You was go shit on it anyway, so I know yours. Mine has to be better than yours at least.
It was, and I did kind of get convinced a little bit
after talking to Jazz. I'm like, okay, all right, for sure. I could give it.
But it's still a 6.
Okay.
It was a 4.
Damn.
I was like, I'm done with this movie. I'm glad it's over. And I was like, it ain't that bad. I'll give it a 6.
You know what? I think 6 is fair for a person who, didn't particularly love it, but could see some good things about it. I think 6 is fair.
Like we gave Halloween Kills I gave that like a 7. Because
wait, you would score Halloween Kills?
Hold on, yeah. Okay, now I'm against it. You cannot rate this fucking lower than Kills.
Nah, Kills I like because of the killing. He was killing some shit.
But he killed shit in this movie too.
No, he killed people in
Michael
this
Myers
movie
ain't really do shit.
Terrible.
Okay, but people still die. Okay. Mine started off as
some kills and kills.
It started off as a 6. I was with you on the 6 because it's just like, like I said, I thought this movie was one big one, and then they was like, wait, we got to split this shit into, and now whatever happens, you know. It has so much potential to be so much more, and I'm not mad at them for wanting to end the franchise because after everything that they was even left with, you know, to start off and reboot a whole franchise that had been, and let's say before, you know, 2018 Halloween wasn't the greatest, you know what I'm saying? I could even argue that this is way better than the series that they've done in the past. So we're talking to Jazz. I'm gonna give it a 7. It went up to a 7 at least because it does have a lot of good themes. It does have a lot of underlying messages that like was really cool. So
all it took was talking to an English teacher. I'm telling you, it's my job to like notice little underlying things because of course, you know, with being an English teacher, like I write, you know what I'm saying, I read other people's writing, and I'm telling you, I knew it would go up just a little bit. So I'm happy with the 6 and with the 7. I think those are totally fair scores.
6, 7, 7.5. I think that's a good average.
I think that's a good little range. It's
not as bad.
I did not hate the movie. I just thought like it has so much more potential. I thought
it definitely did have untapped potential.
Left alone, but it kind of just seemed like they was like, "Hey, we're done. We're good."
I told you, the writers was like, "Yeah, no, let's end it."
Yeah.
Well, the good news is though that there'll be I'm sure somebody else will pick it up.
That's what I was gonna say. Y'all think? Do y'all really think
I will be too old to care?
Y'all really think it's old?
Oh, see, you're saying that, but I'm telling you, a lot of people really think that within the next probably few years after the hype or you know whatever of this dies down,
I was like,
that somebody else will just pick up the franchise, like a different set of writers and directors.
Friday the 13th is getting remade right now, so.
God, like Friday the 13th.
But it's by A24, and I really fuck with them. So
they have not. They have not missed. They don't miss.
Yeah, A24, they are pretty fucking good. But
A24
again,
do their thing.
With you taking a franchise that's gonna have its flaws in, I mean, Friday the 13th is
Friday the 13th don't really.
It's pretty solid, I would say, until they start doing.
Not gonna lie, I haven't watched Friday the 13th as much as the Halloween movies.
Which it's the same, not the same story as Halloween, but Friday the 13th, every movie is kind of based on the same shit.
Okay,
Crystal Lake, no doubt that he gonna be there.
So it's very like, and of course I've seen like the first one or whatever, but it's more so like they all kind of follow the same.
Yeah, it pretty much just keeps happening. Like I don't know why people won't stop going to fucking Crystal Lake. Like
like why would you?
The difference with Jason is they're
close it down, demolish the shit.
The shit that happened to Michael is not happening to Jason.
To that point, you might say, why don't these people just move from Haddonfield? Like it can't be that hard to just move to the next town over.
I mean, especially with a boogeyman that the whole town set to kill and got him on the ground, and then he got back up and killed them.
No, Jamal said it right. It's the rent prices, because I'm here to tell you,
inflation ain't over
the way how expensive stuff is today. Yeah, baby, I might have to stay, even if it is a little killer. I just stay in my house.
I just locked my door.
They did fix up Michael Myers' house too. When Big John and Little John was in there, it was pretty all right. I was like, okay,
I probably got there for free.
Imagine Michael came back and he like, damn, I don't
how much it is?
All of this.
Right, like what you done with the place. That's crazy.
So we don't think there's another, we think it's going to be a reboot. We don't think we can continue with this.
Yeah, I definitely don't think they'll do another one. I think they were like Jamal has said to us a lot of times, when they say Halloween ends, they mean it as far as, you know, this team of writers.
They also said Evil dies tonight. I'm just saying.
They probably celebrated when they finish it.
You think they had a party when it came out?
Yeah, I was about to say, finally done. And Zay, you kept saying that you genuinely think that they were both one just big film that they knew they had to cut down on, so they just split it into two. So maybe Evil really was supposed to die that night in whatever, whatever. Who knows? So.
But that would also been a bad way for him to go out. I feel like I do think a lot of people expected him to die in that movie, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like I have seen so many Halloweens where I'm like, none of this is equivalent to the shit that he's been through. Like, you know what I'm saying? I saw this motherfucker.
Yeah, y'all gonna have to come with some more heat.
Yeah, like, oh, and when that guy had the gun and he was, just pointing it at him while Michael Myers is like standing up, like basically like, what y'all trying to do? He trying to get close to him to shoot him and he gets slashed. I was like,
is that in Kills?
Oh my God.
Told you the kid was killing, bro. He fucking hit the gun and made him shoot. Did he make
that was the girl when he kicks the car door
and makes the wife made a shit in the face?
So unrealistic.
Like okay. The old couple, he's just like, oh yeah, I'm about to use all these knives. Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna get creative.
Oh, see, of course, as a person, if you love gore and stuff, of course you would have loved that. Yeah. I was I couldn't watch.
I thought it was unnecessary too, but he does have
he'll do that sometimes.
A past of like
it seemed like all the titles is what gave everything away. He's like Halloween Kills, like, oh, he's gonna kill a lot.
Yeah.
That was like it was like that's what we're gonna focus on, just the kills. That's all.
Literally, they was like, we about to show y'all just murder. It's like, oh, he's different with this. Okay.
Yeah,
and maybe it was like it's like a goodbye tour. Now I'm thinking about it. Like, all right, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I got my last big boom, you know what I'm saying?
And right when you thought he was done, he came right back and was like, I'm killing the rest of y'all motherfucking stuff.
Yeah.
Where's the mama? I'm killing the mama. I was like, yo, he's still killing.
Oh, I think the mom did that to herself. She didn't have to do that. She didn't have to go in the house. Like, it was over.
What a day.
Oh, you mean Allison's mom?
Yeah. Just sitting at the window. What a day.
She fucked around and she found out.
And found out. Like the dude said on the chart, he said at the 0, if you don't F around 0, then you have to find out 0. But then you go up.
She did.